Toko Tensei is the R. Kelly of anime. Boy, did I just find Diddy. Don't complain, Dark. Why don't you ever talk about the other pedo bait shows out? So let's go ahead and talk about Ooblat, because apparently its anime dropped. I read this thing a hot minute ago, and I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. This is some real pedo bait stuff. And I was like, this thing's never getting an anime. Imagine my surprise a couple months ago when they announced. I was like, how the hell are they gonna animate? Because as somebody who writes dark fantasy manga, this thing is the epitome of everything I hate about modern dark fantasy. So this is Ooblat, and it follows this boy right here. And the thing is, the very first couple pages, you're already getting banging. And the sad part is, this series is so good when it comes to gore. And apparently we got some Berserk inspiration here with some horses. I don't know what this is about. But we got our main character here who looks like a kid. The people in the story acknowledge him multiple times as looking like a kid. And that's right, you heard me. He is a kid. This is a boy. So now we're kicking it up a notch. We're not dealing with lollies no more. And so for me, here's where the issues come in with this series, beside him looking like a kid. I don't even know how old she is, but she's already naked. First introduction, by the way, she saves him from the river, takes care of him for a little bit. They do a little bit of talking. They send his little friend away. And guess what? Guess what happens next? Guess how he's gonna thank her for that apple? Literally finger blasting her, bro. Literally finger blasting her. Like, I don't even know if I would consider what he did consensual. We're not even 27 pages into this story, and we've already seen a young boy presenting character who's basically been kind of reincarnated from an older guy, hooking up with what looks like to be another minor in graphic sexual detail. And naturally, within the first chapter, guess what? He rips her clothes off and then proceeds to almost essay. Well, actually, he does essay her. And then that's when the main character decides to come in and do something about it. And don't get me wrong, the action is so beautiful. The framing of this thing is so wonderful. And then it only gets worse from there, because let's talk about the next chapter. And it's in chapter 2 that we meet the Lance of Betrayal, this hottie with the body. But don't get fond of her, because tell me why the author felt it appropriate to have the Lance to put this childlike figure in BDSM gear. And the Lance proceeds to literally grape him. Like full-on hentai sequence, all while reminding you he's a boy presenting character. And don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with nudity. As somebody who writes dark fantasy and has nudity in their own stuff, there are tasteful ways that you can